What's up, future millionaires? Today in this video, I'm going to be teaching my brother Brian here how to start an online business completely from scratch. So if you've been struggling with online business, either you don't know what business you should go into, or you don't know how to start, or even if you have started and you're not quite sure if you're on the right path, make sure you stay to the end of this video, and I feel like by the end, we're going to have any of your problems solved. Let's jump right into it. Alright guys, got my brother Brian here with me. Just got out of high school, is 18 years old, and he's trying to decide where he should go next in his life. And he knows people are making money with online marketing, but it doesn't know how to quite get started. So that's what we're going to be going over today. I'm going to be asking him a lot of different questions to figure out what business first he should go into. And then from there, whatever business we decide is right for him, based on his situation, we're going to go in depth, and I'm going to teach him step by step how to get started with that business. So let's get right into it. Alright Brian, so you reached out to me like when he first got here. He actually lives in New Jersey, for those of you guys that don't know. I don't actually live with him or anything like that. He lives in a different state. He just came back into Kansas City for the week, and basically one of the things that he said he wanted to learn when he was here is like what I do and how I do it, how to start an online business. So that's what we're doing this video for. So Brian, the first question I want to ask you is, what made you decide that you wanted to start looking at starting an online business?
I just see a lot of young entrepreneurs making money and making it really fast too.
So if you could have whatever dream life you wanted, what would it look like? What job would you be working? What situation would you be in? Like, what are the things that you want?
I just want like a comfortable living situation. I want to travel a lot, see a lot of different places.
As far as the job, like, what would you want to be doing for work?
I definitely want to be working a 9 to 5.
So what's your main goal?
I really just want to make a lot of money right now.
Okay, so not really focused on like trying to find something that you're super passionate about. Main thing is going to be just like try to find the money, and then from there go after the passion and stuff. Okay, sounds good. How much would you want to be making per month 5 years from now?
Probably 10,000.
10,000 a month?
10,000 a month, yeah.
You think you can do that in 6 months?
Probably not.
Think you can do it in a year?
Probably not.
I did it a little bit over a year, so yeah, you actually can't do it in a year, especially if you have my help. How much do you have to invest into a business right now, an online business?
Well, right now I have about $5,000 just from working my regular job.
People will try to tell you on the online all day, you can start a business with $0. Yes, it is possible, but it's gonna be so much easier if you have some money saved up from a job or something like that. So if you don't, I would recommend doing a job at least while you're learning and save that money up so you can have the money when you start. It's going to be way easier for you. How much time can you invest into it per week?
Probably like a couple hours a day, maybe like 2-3 hours a day.
That's pretty much where I started. So there's a couple different business models that you can go into. So there's e-commerce, there's social media marketing, which is what I do mainly. There's Amazon, FBA, selling on Amazon. That's kind of e-commerce a little bit. You can sell ATM machines. I've seen people do that. You got affiliate marketing as well. You got stock trading. From all of those ones that I just mentioned, is there any one that you don't really understand yet, or you don't know what it is?
Well, most of those you've listed, I really don't understand.
Okay, so I'll do a quick recap. Social media marketing, you get businesses to pay you a monthly retainer to bring them new customers. So, for example, I run Facebook ads for businesses to bring them new customers, and they'll pay me at like, let's say $2,000 a month every month for me to keep running those ads for them and to keep bringing them new customers. Amazon selling, you post a product on Amazon, you get it from China, and you get it shipped to Amazon, and then you set up an Amazon listing, and like, let's say, for example, you sell like camping hammock on Amazon. You order some camping hammocks from China, and then you list them on Amazon, and then you get your listing ranked to the top on Amazon.
Now, is that something that you do?
No, I just know how to do it. We got e-commerce, and that's pretty much you have a store and you're kind of doing the same thing. Usually the most common way is drop shipping, where you use the site called AliExpress. You find products on there that are basically from China once again. You set up Facebook ads to get people to buy certain products. So let's say, for example, a phone case, and you get the phone case shipped straight from the person in China to your customer that buys, and you keep the margin that's in between.
Yeah, that's something that I really like into.
Okay, and we also got affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is you promote other people's products or services. So for example, ClickFunnels, that is a landing page software, kind of like a website software, and it costs $99 a month. That's something that I use right now, and you could get other people to sign up for that program, and you could get 40% of that every month. Like if you get other people to sign up on it, you get 40% of the monthly fee. So you basically be getting like $40 for every month for every person that you sign up. So you sign up like 100 people, you'd be getting like $4,000 a month. Stock trading, that's pretty self-explanatory, but included in that is kind of like day trading. You got cryptocurrency, you got got Forex trading. There's a bunch of different ones underneath that. And those are pretty much all of the top methods going on right now. Out of those like 5 or 6 that I listed, what do you think you'd be most interested in right now?
E-commerce drop shipping, maybe a little bit of social media marketing, and some stock trading.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll leave the stock trading off for now because that's something you can spend some time on. You can invest in like really safe stuff. So we'll leave that to the side right now. We're between social media marketing and e-commerce. So there's downsides and upsides to each of those. Downsides e-commerce. It has a very large, long learning curve. The benefit that you have is you got a lot of money to be able to invest into it, which is really good for being 18 years old. In e-commerce, people kind of like mess with this a lot. If you're gonna try to run Facebook ads, if you want to be completely honest, you need at least $1,000 to practice with because you're not gonna learn Facebook ads for e-commerce easily.
I feel like it's a lot of trial and error.
Exactly.
That type of stuff.
So if you want to start e-com, I really recommend, I mean, other people will tell you differently, but if you want to be real with it, you're going to need at least $1,000 to be willing to invest in e-commerce to get that practicing that you need with Facebook advertising. So you've got that. Now comparing it to social media marketing, e-commerce, the nice thing is you can scale it up really fast because you get a Facebook ad that's working, you spend $10 to make $20, you can turn it up to $100 and make $200. That's the benefit. But of course, it's a lot harder to learn. It's going to take you a lot longer to get to that point because you have to understand a lot of different marketing tactics. So the benefit to that is that you also get to sit at home, you don't have to talk to business owners. But social media marketing, you do have to do that. But the benefit to social media marketing compared to e-commerce is that you can get to a sustainable income a lot faster. So for example, if you were trying to be able to just quit your job and just get like a couple clients real quick, you could get like say $1,500 per month to be making $3,000 per month.
Yeah.
And you could just spend a couple hours per week working on the clients, and then you can spend the rest of the time doing whatever you want or working on another business or the same business and getting more clients.
Yeah, I feel like those two would like be a good combination.
Okay, so which one do you think would be best to start with first?
Since I already have the money right now, I'd like to like really start into e-commerce and drop shipping.
Okay, and what makes you choose e-commerce over social media marketing?
I really wouldn't want to deal with like all the owners and stuff like that. I feel like it'd be kind of a hassle. I feel like that's something like I would want to get into later down the road when I have more experience with what I'm doing right now.
Yep. All right, sounds fair enough. Since you got the money, like it's gonna be perfect to do e-commerce.
Yeah.
Social media marketing, I kind of recommend that people, if you have $0, then that's probably gonna be your best place to start. The nice thing about social media marketing too, though, that a lot of people forget is you can learn how to run Facebook ads on other businesses' money. So rather than spending your own money on e-commerce, you get to practice with other businesses' money. It sounds kind of messed up, but it actually works out pretty good, and that's how I was able to learn. You have to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars of businesses' money before I spent any of my own, so I had huge amounts of practice. So 100% sure you still want to start with e-commerce.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we chose the business that we're going to go into based on his situation. It's going to be e-commerce, what he enjoys, stuff like that. This is the Shopify dropshipping process, the most common type of e-commerce. It's probably the best way to start. And then from there, once you get kind of drop shipping down, then you can move into actually getting your own product sourced. But this is probably the best route to go from just a beginner standpoint. But here's like a diagram of how this works. And this actually comes from one of my friends, Ari. You guys can check out his drop shipping channel on YouTube. Definitely one of the best. But this is one of his things that he put together. So that's the guy you got to look to for this. So that's somebody's channel that you can actually watch to learn more about this. And same thing for you guys if you're interested in doing that. I don't do a ton of e-commerce on my channel, although I have done some videos on it that I have taught basically my fiance how to do it. So if you guys want to go back and watch those videos, you can, or you can check out Ari's channel as well. I'd probably check out both if I were you. But this is a process of how e-commerce dropshipping works. You've got you get the supplier over here, and this is usually from AliExpress or this other website. So AliExpress, you can buy basically products straight from China for like a really low price. So for example, a phone case that I'm actually selling on one of my stores right now costs like $1.30, and we're selling it for $10 a piece, and that's how you make the profit. And what happens is they just ship it straight to your customer. Your customer gives you money, like the $10. Basically, you get you keep the margins. But the reason that they don't just sell directly to the customer is a lot of these people, they're just terrible at marketing. They don't speak English that well. So what your job is, you're basically marketing the product. They're just making the product, and they need people to market the product so they can sell and make more product and make more money for them. So everybody in this process is getting benefited. So you pretty much understand all of that, right?
Yeah.
You know how everything works now? Okay. All right. So this is Shopify, and this is one of the most common platforms that people sell on. You can also sell on anywhere. Shopify is just the most common, like it's an e-commerce website platform. So it's basically a website platform that allows you to design your own websites however you want and be able to sell products on them really easily. So just to show you an example, this this is like a store that I made a couple months ago that I probably need to finish and start running ads for, which everything's actually pretty much done. So you get to see the store right now. I'm gonna show you some of my Facebook ads as examples as well. So this is what a store might look like. This one's specifically designed for people that are interested, that are recently engaged. So it's like kind of wedding products. So you can see like these Mr. and Mrs. Marble mugs. This is Mrs. necklace. This is like a bride and groom wine set. Like these are some things that you could test. Now there's two common types of routes that people go. They either do a niche store like this, or they do a general store. A general store is where you just have a bunch of different like products of any type just to test them out and see what works.
Right.
So you can go either way. Either way that you choose doesn't really matter. For most people, I'd probably recommend start with a general store, and then once you get it down, you niche down from there just to keep your eyes open. But this is what it might look like. And somebody clicks on your product, you might have something set up like this. You have a description. This is a really good example of what something good would look like. Got some really high quality images. Add to carts. Like this one here has a bunch of stuff added to it. Also had like reviews down here. You got this safe checkout stuff. They add to cart. Simple. You've probably seen websites like this before. You check out, etc.
I see them all the time on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. And
all
there's
those different platforms.
two main ways that people get sales typically. They either do Instagram influencers or they do Facebook and Instagram ads. So Facebook owns Instagram, so you can run ads through Facebook ads platform on Instagram. So that's one of the big benefits of doing it on Facebook. Now, since you already have the money to invest, I'd probably just go straight into the Facebook side, because influencers is like another thing to learn. And I don't personally like the inconsistency, because you can get a lot of sales using an influencer, but it's inconsistent since you can only do it like a couple times max for the same product. But that's one way you can do it. I just personally don't like to do it that way. I like to do it in a consistent way that you can scale up. So you got your store. One thing that you use to set up your Shopify store is this app called Overload. There's so much stuff to learn here, but in Shopify, you go to apps here, and you search like visit Shopify App Store. You go to Overload, and what that's going to do is hook up your store and allow you to import products from AliExpress, that website I talked about earlier.
Right.
And it's going to hook the products together, and Overload will automatically import the products in there, and it will automatically set up the orders for you, so that people just order straight through here. Overload will plug in their address for you and everything like that. All you have to do is basically just fulfill the orders. So from here, what you're going to do to basically find trending products. Now, this is personally my biggest weakness, is finding the products that are actually really good to sell. There's lots of different strategies on this, and honestly, I'm probably not the best person to go over this for, but I can still give you just a little bit of an outline. You really just have to do a lot of research figuring out what kind of products are like trending right now. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. You can do things that are like trending right this second, or things that are about to go trending is the best bet, or you can do things that are kind of a more consistent type of product that people are going to buy like year round. There's a couple things that you want to look for. One, really good reviews. Two, a lot of sales potentially. And three, unique products. Because if you're going after the products that are like on this homepage right here, there's so many people doing like drop shipping stuff that you're just going to compete with so many different people that it's going to be really difficult to break in for that product. So the unique part is probably the most important part and the most common way people fail. You're going to have to find your product in a unique way so that other people don't do it. There's lots of different ways to find products, but what I'd probably suggest for that is, like I said, we'll go to Ari's channel right now so I can show you guys. He's going to get some free promo today. Let's see if he has a video on finding a product.
What happens if you do fail?
So if you fail with your product, this goes for any online business. That's a really good question. For any online business, you want to create a minimum viable product, a minimal test to see if it works, so you don't invest a lot of your time and a lot of your money on something that doesn't work. So by picking a business, you need to stick to that business, but you don't need to stick to a certain product. You don't need to stick to a certain thing. See, the biggest problem that entrepreneurs have when they start out that are trying to do online businesses is they try to do a bunch of different businesses instead of just getting good at one thing. You try to get good at social media marketing and you try to get good at e-commerce, it's going to take you doubly as long, because to actually make money in them, you need to be good at the skill that it takes to make money in them.
Right, because there's a lot of other people doing this.
Yeah, you can't just try it for a week and then be like, you can't say I'm just not good at it and then try a different business, because the same thing's going to happen. You can't just get good at something in 1 week. You need to just pick one that you think is going to be the best for you and just stick with that for like the next year. Don't expect to change anything. Just plan to stay with it for like the whole entire next year. But what you can do is course, and I would probably suggest first step, watch another bunch of videos on how to find the best products, and watch it on his channel and like other people's channel too. They'll all have different strategies, but don't spend too much time. Just watch one video, take the action. So like your first step, obviously step one, find a product. So you do your product research. You find maybe like I would say like 3 to 5, 7 products that you think are potential winners. You watch one video, you do some research. You watch another video. If you don't quite find all the products you want, you watch another video, do the research. And then from there, once you find like narrow it down to like 7 products that you want max, now you're ready to set up your store and start testing between them to see which ones people actually want. So you pretty much found your products. From there, you got to set up your store. Lots of tutorials on that with Shopify. The next step is really just going to be watching like a lot of different tutorials. Another option as well is to invest into someone's course that'll basically teach you like step by step how to do everything, which is probably better and it'll save you a lot more time than trying to do these videos one by one. So for example, I don't know if Ari has a program like this. If he does, I'd recommend like getting into his program, even though it might be like $400, $500 or $1,000. It's going to save you a lot more time than trying to figure out all this stuff on your own, because usually what people do on their training programs is they'll show you things that are more up to date and show you things that they wouldn't normally share on their YouTube channel. That'll just make it a lot faster.
Just gives you that extra edge.
Yeah, like it's still doable to do it without somebody's training program, but it's gonna save you like 3 to 6 months of time by doing that. Because they're gonna give you like the extra tips, and you'll be able to get like for example, if you have a specific question, they're more likely to answer you personally, and it just becomes a lot easier that way. So since you have the extra money, I would definitely recommend doing that because it'll save you so much time. Besides that, next step is set up your store. So you get your Shopify trial going, you set up your store, you set up all the products in there, make a really good description for all of your products like I showed you. So what you're going to do is you're going to import all of the products. You're going to show all the nicest photos. You don't want crappy photos. You want stuff like that people are actually going to buy. Like you got to put yourself in the shoes of the customer. That's the most important marketing advice I could give that everybody forgets. Like if you saw this as a customer, would you buy? That's what you got to ask yourself. So when you're writing your descriptions, you write things that people like actually going to care about. For example, could you like one of the things that this says in here is, could you imagine waking up to your lover in a warm cup of coffee from one of these gorgeous ceramic marble designer mugs? You focus on what the benefits are, not like some random BS that nobody cares about. That's one of the big mistakes that a lot of people make. So you set the products up in your store. Then the next step is creating the Facebook ads. So I'll kind of show you some Facebook ads real quick. You're going to have your couple different products. You're going to probably focus on, so you start Facebook ads. Like I said, you're going to have to watch another video tutorial on this, but just a really basic way. We're going to do conversions. You're going to set up a Facebook pixel, which basically tracks when people visit your website and tracks them back into Facebook. So Facebook ads allow you to optimize for different things. So we're going to optimize for conversions, which means Facebook is going to look for the people most likely to purchase your product, and that Facebook kind of knows like which people are most likely to purchase stuff. So it'll go after those people first. And once Facebook starts to learn, and once your product gets like 100 sales, let's say, then Facebook will start to learn what types of people are buying your product, and then it will focus more on those types of people because it's got like really smart learning with that. Because Facebook wants you to make money so that you keep spending more money with them. So their program specifically is designed to do that. So like you would make a campaign and you do like set up a name. You can watch any of my YouTube Facebook ad videos to kind of get a better idea of how to set this all up correctly. But like we're going to go to website purchase. You install a Facebook pixel, which allows you to track this. Like Facebook walks you through all the steps, a bunch of different stuff here. In pixel, like I said, it tracks who visits your website back to Facebook. So it can say like, if I visit a website, if you ever seen those ads on Facebook after you visit a website and like, how the heck did I see these ads? That's how it works. They track you back to Facebook. From there, usually I recommend people go for website purchase conversions because like I said, Facebook already has an idea of what people are most likely to purchase stuff. And from here, you're going to set up some targeting. So you have a lot of different targeting features with Facebook. You can target people all around the world. You can target people in the United States only. Whatever you decide. Typically, when I kind of like to start is do United States on one ad, and then I'll do like another one that's worldwide. I'll usually test between a bunch of different things in worldwide and then the United States, and I'll exclude countries like China, India, stuff like that aren't very likely to purchase. And then from there, you can do detailed targeting. So for example, with me selling, if I'm selling these things designed for like Mr. and Mrs., I'm gonna target people that are recently engaged, newly engaged, and that's pretty obvious targeting because people just got like on Facebook, people will say what their relationship status is. So people are gonna change this, and you already know that you're targeting people that were recently engaged. And I'd probably go after women for this kind of thing. Then you pretty much know they're already qualified to get your product, and you got lots of other options here. You got interest, so many different things. Wow. You can literally target just about anything you can imagine. You can target how much. Now they're gonna remove this feature, but you can even target by how much people are making and stuff stuff like crazy stuff like that. It's pretty much anything you can think of. To give an idea of the most common targeting people do, I know it sounds like a lot of info, but the nice thing about this video, guys, and for Brian, is you can rewatch it at any time. So if it goes too fast, you can stop, pause, do whatever you need to do. So detailed targeting, the most common targeting that people use for e-commerce at the start is double interest targeting. So you do like, if you're trying to sell phone cases or something like that are kind of like a trending topic or just like kind of a wide audience of people. Obviously, you can target people, if you're doing like phone cases, you can target people with specific types of phones actually, so that only people, if your phones are iPhone cases, you can target people that only have an iPhone. But if you're doing kind of like a certain type of trending product, you want people that are kind of like into the trends nowadays. Like it's probably younger girls that are interested in certain things. You might be doing like interested in Kim Kardashian and they're also interested in Forever 21, and then narrow further, and then you'll do like engaged shoppers, people who have clicked on the call to action button shop now in the past week, so people that are likely to purchase stuff.
That makes sense why people have like the interest on Facebook and stuff like that. It really makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like for example, if somebody follows Kim Kardashian on Instagram,
It's honestly a genius idea, though.
Yeah. So if they follow like Kim Kardashian on Instagram, this is gonna be, they're gonna fit this trait. So you could say like they have to be following Kim Kardashian, and you could do like another person. That's kind of like a trend on Instagram, depending on. And of course, this matters all depending on what your product is. And then from there, you decide that you want to test like a bunch of different things. You might test no targeting. You might test just two different interests here. You might test without this. There's so many different things you can test, and you just make different ads to test those different things. You can edit where it goes, so you can do it only Instagram if you want. You can do it only Facebook if you want. You can set how much you want to spend. This stuff I'd probably leave the same for e-commerce. You can basically make your ad just like a normal post. You can put a video. You can do a slideshow. Lots of different options. Like I said, you watch my other videos for that. Really specific details. But you make your Facebook ads, then you start testing a lot of different things. So you're gonna make like an ad for each one of your products, and you're gonna do like say 3 to 5 different targetings for each of the products. So you might have like in all total, you might have like 100 different Facebook ads in here that you're all gonna test at the same time. You might have each one at like $5 a day, and then what you're gonna do is after each one spends like a certain amount, let's say your product costs $20. After each one spends $20, if you haven't gotten a purchase, you're going to turn off all the ones that haven't gotten purchases because you didn't make money on them, and you're going to leave the ones that did and let them go longer.
So it's just a lot of trial and error.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing of all. And the other thing besides that people forget is you have to put yourself in the customer's shoes. So you're like, for example, a lot of people make the mistake of, oh, they just make an ad and people are like, oh, they don't like my product. Maybe you just didn't sell it in a good enough way. Maybe you used a crappy photo. Maybe people didn't understand what the product was used for.
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors that play into it.
Exactly. Maybe people are already promoting your product on Facebook, but you need to do it in a way that's different. So that's pretty much how you do it. That's how you make the money. And then once you finally get an ad that works, all you do is just edit the budget, increase the budget. Now it gets a little bit more complicated than that, but that's one of the number one things, is just increase the budget. And that's pretty much how you create an e-commerce dropshipping store. And then from there, if you decide that your product actually is really getting really profitable, there's lots of different things you can do. You can do different things on your sales page to make it improved, like adding picture reviews and stuff like that. You can make more retargeting ads so that you retarget people that visited your store. You can set up email marketing to people that have already bought from you to get them to buy again, so you make more money from that. There's lots of different things you can do. So because I know this might be hard to picture, I'm going to show you guys a secret presentation that I shouldn't be sharing with you, but I think you guys will enjoy this and I think it'll help you a lot. I'm not going to share the whole presentation, just some key slides in it. So here's some examples. Like, you got my examples. This is what a Facebook ad. This is the customer's process. They're going to see an ad like this on Facebook or Instagram, and then they're going to get clicked to a page like this, and pretty much that. But these are some of the most common mistakes that people make, and with their Facebook ads, not putting yourself in the customer's shoes, using crap stock photos, single image ads. The thing you got to remember is on Facebook and Instagram, people are scrolling. There's nothing that's stopping them from just scrolling past your post. Like, it has to be something they actually want to look at. They actually want to take the time to. Too confusing. So your ad, a fifth grader wouldn't understand your ads. You need to make your ads like really easily understood. Not enough pain rewards to take action. No clear advertising goals. So this is an example of a bad Facebook ad. It's just like, are you ready for the sun, ladies? And it just has a picture of some glasses. Nobody's even going to take the time to read this. But this is some examples of good Facebook ads. And this one's obviously mine, but so social media marketers, it has like a picture of me with a piece of paper, and I show them what's on the other side of the piece of paper. I'm like, if you want to show me, see what's on the other side of the sheet of paper, just stay tuned for a little bit, and I'll show you. Yeah, this is an ad real quick of this jacket.
Now, one thing that really stood out about this one is that it says tech zip for $1.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like $1. And probably what I assume they're doing is they probably charging you like $10 or $12 for the shipping. So they're making maybe this product actually costing like $5 and
Right.
they're selling it for like 15 total because the shipping's kind of expensive. Something like that. Here's another example that's like really engaging ad. So these are like men's wedding rings that are pretty cheap. So you can, as you can see, the ad's pretty simple. It just got some really clean text and it basically just gives some pain. So it's like saying you're gonna lose your thing. So why would you spend all this money when you can just get a cheap one that's really good looking? And they basically have some
Video
reviews.
quality on that's really good.
They got some reviews on it. Like their rings are really clean looking. They got like this really nice branded colors, and the offer is. I mean, the offer isn't that good, but it's mainly the video that sells this.
Yeah.
So it says like get 33 off your offer order of 25 for more. That doesn't even matter that much. Mostly just how good this video is that makes the difference. Let me show you one of my ads for my friends too. Kind of got like that viral video type style that you see all the time. And if you can basically just copy that, people will watch it, even if they're not necessarily like interested in this product, they're still gonna watch it, which is key for Facebook because when Facebook sees that a lot of people are liking your stuff, then more people are seeing it, and that gives it more of a chance that someone with like a really nice car that can afford this kind of thing will actually want to get it. So best marketing advice I can give you guys is put yourself in the customer's shoes. Like when you're making your ads, just think about in your head what it's gonna. If you're a customer, what you're gonna do. That pretty much closes up everything I have here, I believe. I'm just gonna make sure that I got everything. But that closes it up for the most part. I'm sure there's like your mind's blowing right now, but do you have any questions?
So what's really gonna bring your e-commerce business to the next level once you've already started?
Once you've already got a couple sales or
Yeah.
not sales yet?
Once you've already gotten a couple sales.
What's going to take it to the next level is if you got a winning product, what's going to take it to the next level is number one, making new Facebook ads. So maybe your Facebook ads were decent at the beginning, but now you're going to take them to the next level. So you're
Right.
going to improve those. What you're also going to do, your Facebook is going to build a lot of data around what kind of people like your stuff. So what you can do is Facebook actually allows you to give the info of the people that purchased your product, and you can say Facebook find the 1% of people that are most similar to the people that already bought my product, and Facebook will target those people specifically.
So it's basically about optimizing something that you can really make money off
Exactly. There's so many little things you can optimize. Like you can, like I said, you can improve your sales page. You can have like a timer that gives people a deal for only a certain amount of time. There's lots of different things. Awesome. Another thing too is retargeting ads. So if somebody visits your site and they don't buy the first time, the other thing you got to realize is like 90% of the people or more, probably more, are not going to actually purchase your product in the first time because they don't trust it yet. But if you're showing them ads, like they visit your thing the first time and you have like 10 different ads showing different ways your product is used and maybe showing like customer reviews in one ad.
Right.
And these other ads, they're going to see every time they open Facebook, they're going to see your product, they're going to see something new about it, and then they're going to start to gain the trust about it. And that's something that very few e-commerce stores are doing. So if you're able to do that, that's really what's going to take it to the next level. All right. Awesome. That's pretty much it. What do you think?
I think it's pretty interesting.
You think you can do it?
I think I can do it, but I think it's gonna take a little bit of time.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
It all depends on how much effort I put into it, really.
When would you plan on starting with it?
Well, I want to start on it as soon as I get back home from this trip.
All right, cool. And what would be some of your first steps that you'd probably take?
Well, the first thing I would want to do is like research a little bit about it, just like the guy you were talking about. Watch some of his videos, look at some winning products, figure out which ones would be good to get involved with.
How possible do you think it is that you could be making, like on a percentage basis, what do you think the chances of you making $10,000 a month 1 year from now using this method would be? Now that you know how to do it.
I feel like it'd be a lot faster than I thought. Probably do it maybe even 6 months.
So, like, you think what do you think would be the percentage chances that you could get to 10K a month in 6 months, 6 to 12 months?
I'd probably give it a 50% chance.
That's pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say if we gave you 12 months, you say it's still 50% or a little bit higher.
I would say it's a little bit higher, probably like 60%.
What
In
about
that
2 years?
2 years, I'd probably have to raise it up to like 75%.
What if you had 3 years?
3 years, I feel like by then, like you're
100%
you're
chance.
bound, yeah, you're bound to
Yeah,
come
see that's
across
the
something.
that's the key. The biggest mistake that people make is they don't stick with the same business. They just expect to get results in just like maybe a month. Even he's got a little bit of advantage because I just gave him all the inside tips. Just like you have the advantage now if you're trying to get into e-commerce, if you're trying to get in social media marketing. All I have to do for that is just watch my other videos. The same stuff applies to any business model that you go into. But hopefully that covers it for you guys. See, the thing is, you pretty much have 100% chance of succeeding as long as you just stay with the same thing. This is the mindset behind it is more important than anything because when I first started, I knew personally that I was gonna do whatever it took to get where I wanted to be. I would still go after it. I don't care if it took me one. I wouldn't care if it took me 1 year or 10 years. I was just gonna do the same thing and I was gonna improve every day because the fact of having like a life that was my dream life, it didn't matter to me how much long it took. Even if it took me my whole life, I would still be happy that I at least was trying it the whole time, rather than just like giving up and giving into a 9 to 5 job. Because if I didn't reach my full potential, I wouldn't be happy with myself and I would regret it. And even like I said, he's 18 years old right now, so even if it did take him 10 years on this e-commerce thing to get it at, let's say $1 million or even $100,000 a year, like wouldn't that be a lot more worth it than going into college and you get to just sit at home every day and do whatever you want, wake up whenever you want. There's so many different benefits to it, but even if you're 28 years old and you get to do that, it's still a great deal. So thing is, guys, you just got to be willing to do it, and you're also not going to be able to do it unless you believe and know for 100% fact that you can do it. That's the mindset behind it. You should check out one of my Instagram posts recently that I made. My Instagram is just Billy Wilson, Wilson with 2 L's. You might check out one of my recent posts. I think I'm wearing like a shirt that says Billy on it or something like that. So that's how you can find it, and it's pretty motivational. The mindset is the biggest thing behind success for you guys, and biggest thing that I've noticed that separates the people that are successful from the people that aren't is the people that are successful, they already know that they can do it. Like for me personally, I never had a doubt in my mind that I could reach like 6 figures. I never had a doubt in my mind that I could reach 7 figures, $1 million a year. I knew if I wanted personally, I could become a billionaire if I wanted to. You got to have that mindset that you know for 100% fact that you can do it. Because if you don't know that for 100% fact, then you're not going to do it because you're not going to trust yourself and you're going to feel like giving up. So that's the first thing you got to focus on before anything. If you don't believe that you can do it, find a way so that you actually believe that you can do it. And you got to like put yourself in the position that you already know that you're going to do it. You already see yourself in the future doing it. And it's just a matter of time that's separating you in between.
Yeah, that kind of made me think of your Instagram post that you just posted recently. I thought that was a really good one. The comment that you made there, how what other people think of you kind of like creates your own persona, and you
become who you think you are.
Yes, exactly.
So if you think you're smart, you're gonna become smart. If you think you're a millionaire, or you think you can be a millionaire, well, not can, but you think you are going to be a millionaire, you're going to become one. If you actually put in of course, you gotta put in the work too. You can't just think it and then it happens. But if you think it, then you're gonna have the confidence that you can do it. And then because you think it, you're gonna take the action to do it rather than if you don't actually believe inside that you can actually do it. You just like, I might be able to do it. If you think that you might be able to do it, you're not gonna do it because on those days that you don't want to do it, you're just gonna give up because you think you might be able to do it. You're like, what's it even worth if it's just a chance that I can do it? So hopefully this video has helped for you beginners and also you guys that have already started. If you enjoyed this type of content and you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to get some more. Other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Go out and kill it today.